The sun was setting behind the hills when Ravi finished his work at the auto garage. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and looked at the sky. It had been a long day. His hands were covered in grease, but his heart felt light. He was going home to Anya, his 8-year-old daughter. Ravi was a single father. His wife, Leela, had passed away 2 years ago in a shuttle accident. Since then, he had raised Anya alone. Life was not easy, but he worked hard and stayed strong for her. Every day, after work, he would stop by her school or the local library to pick her up. That evening, they were driving home in his old electric truck. The road was quiet, and the forest around them was peaceful. Anya sat beside him, humming a soft tune from her school's music lesson. Suddenly, the peaceful silence broke. A loud screech came from around the corner ahead. Tires screamed. Then came a crash so loud it echoed across the trees. Ravi's hands tightened on the steering wheel. Anya gasped, "What was that, Papa?" "I don't know," Ravi said, slowing down. "Stay in the truck." He pulled the vehicle to the side of the road and stepped out. Smoke was rising in the distance. As he ran toward it, the smell of burning metal filled the air. Soon, he reached the scene. A sleek silver car had crashed into a tree. It was an AI-driven model, one of the newest types, now broken, sparks flying. Ravi didn't see anyone around. Then he noticed someone inside. A woman was slumped in the driver's seat, unconscious. The door was jammed and the fire was spreading from the front engine. Without thinking twice, Ravi ran forward. He tried opening the door, but it wouldn't move. Smoke was getting thicker. He used a metal bar from the roadside to smash the window. Flames licked the sides of the car. "Hold on!" Ravi shouted, though the woman couldn't hear. He reached in carefully, unbuckled her seatbelt, and pulled her out. She was light, and her arm was bleeding. Her face was partly hidden by her long dark hair and dust. Carrying her over his shoulder, Ravi ran back toward his truck. Anya looked out, wide-eyed. "Is she okay, Papa?" "I hope so," he said, placing the woman gently on the back seat. He drove quickly toward town, but every clinic and hospital they passed was full. Ever since the alien riots last month, the medical centers had been overwhelmed. People were injured, systems were slow, and many were turned away. Finally, Ravi made a decision. He brought the woman home. Ravi lived in a small house on the edge of the city. It was simple but clean. He laid the woman on the couch and checked her pulse. It was steady. Her breathing was weak but regular. He cleaned her wounds with what little first aid supplies he had. "Papa," Anya whispered. "Who is she?" "I don't know," Ravi said honestly, "but she needed help." Anya nodded and went to bring a blanket. They covered the woman and let her rest. Later that night, Ravi sat near her. The lights were dim. His old AI assistant, Leo, blinked to life on the wall screen. "Do you want me to check her ID chip?" Leo asked. "Yes," Ravi replied, "but be careful. She might be running from something." Leo scanned her silently. After a moment, it said, "Strange, her ID chip is encrypted. High-level security. Someone powerful." Ravi frowned. "Who?" "Crashes in a high-end car with military-level ID." Leo added, "Also, there's a signal nearby. Someone is trying to locate her." Ravi looked down at the woman. Her face was peaceful now. A golden locket around her neck caught the light. He reached to adjust it and froze. He knew that locket. His late wife Lila had one just like it, a matching piece. It had a star-shaped design with a small photo inside. He opened it gently. There, inside, was a picture of two girls, Lila and someone who looked exactly like the woman now lying on his couch. Ravi's heart skipped a beat. Could it be? No, Leela had told him she had no living family. But here was someone who looked like her, with the same locket, same eyes, same hair. Ravi stood in silence. In the middle of the night, the woman stirred. Her eyes opened slowly. She looked around, confused and weak. Where am I? She whispered. You're safe, Ravi said softly. You crashed. I pulled you out. She looked at him, puzzled. Her hand moved to the locket around her neck. I don't remember, she said. Everything's foggy. It's okay, Ravi said. Rest now. Anya peeked from the hallway. She walked up and held the woman's hand gently. Hi, she said sweetly. I'm Anya. You can stay with us. The woman smiled faintly. Thank you, Anya. As Ravi watched the woman rest again, 100 thoughts ran through his mind. Who was she? Why did she have that locket? Why was her ID hidden? But most of all, how could she look so much like Leela? Morning light entered through the window as Ravi poured tea into 2 cups. The small kitchen smelled of warm bread and cardamom. He glanced toward the living room where the woman he had rescued still lay asleep on the couch. Her forehead had a small bandage, and her breathing was calm now. Anya sat at the table, eating toast. Papa, will she be okay? She asked. I think so, Ravi replied softly. She just needs time. The AI assistant Leo appeared again on the wall screen. No updates from hospitals. No missing persons reports match her face. But the signal trying to find her is still active. It's coming from a corporate server. Ravi didn't like the sound of that. Can you block the signal? I've done what I can, Leo replied. But it's strong. Someone really wants her back. Just then, they heard a soft voice from the other room. Water ... please. Ravi walked over quickly and helped the woman sit up. She looked pale but awake. Her eyes, calm and deep, searched his face. Where am I? She asked again, voice dry and quiet. You're safe, Ravi said kindly. I found you after your car crash. You were unconscious. Hospitals were full, so I brought you here. The woman nodded slowly. Thank you, she whispered. You saved my life. Ravi handed her the cup of water. As she drank, he noticed her hand trembled slightly. Do you remember anything? He asked. She shook her head. Just bits and pieces, fire, screaming. Then ... nothing. Ravi sat beside her. Do you know your name? She closed her eyes, trying to focus. After a long pause, she said, Mira, I think. My name is Mira. Anya came closer. Hi, Miss Mira, she said cheerfully. I'm Anya. Mira gave her a soft smile. Hello, Anya. You're very kind. Ravi noticed the warmth in Mira's smile. It reminded him of someone he thought he would never see again. Later that afternoon, Ravi sat alone on the porch. He held the small locket Mira had worn. The photo inside still bothered him. Mira looked exactly like Leela, the same eyes. Same smile. Could it be possible? He went inside and asked Leo to scan the locket. Compare the image inside Delilah's. ID records, he said. Leo scanned it and replied, facial match 97%. Subject appears to be related to Lila, possibly a sister. Ravi's heart pounded. A sister? But Lila had never mentioned any family. Why would she hide something like that? He whispered to himself. Inside, Mira sat on the couch, trying to remember. Her head still hurt, and her thoughts were cloudy. She touched the bandage on her forehead and then looked around the small home. It was simple but full of warmth. On the shelf, she saw photos of Ravi, Anya, and a woman who looked exactly like her. She stood up slowly and walked toward the picture. When she saw it closely, her breath caught. It was Layla. Suddenly, flashes came into her mind. Childhood memories. Playing in the fields, laughing, then years of silence. Fighting, a decision to leave. Tears. She gasped and stepped back. Ravi noticed and walked over. You remember her? He asked. Myra looked at him with wide eyes. She was my sister. She said, Layla, I thought I'd never see her again. Ravi nodded slowly. She passed away 2 years ago. In a shuttle crash. Mira closed her eyes. I didn't even know she was gone. We lost contact many years ago. Family problems. I wanted to come back. I was trying to find her again. And now. She sat down, tears in her eyes. Ravi sat beside her. She spoke very little about her past. I thought she had no family. She was always private, Mira whispered. But she wasn't cold. Just scared, Ravi nodded. She loved you, I think. She kept this photo in a box under her pillow until the end. Mira smiled sadly. Then maybe there's still a chance to fix things. That evening, Ravi cooked a simple dinner. Mira joined them at the table. She laughed a little when Anya asked, "So, you're my real aunt?" "I guess I am," Mira said with a smile. Anya clapped her hands. "I always wanted an aunt." Ravi laughed too, but inside he remained cautious. Something still didn't feel right. The encrypted ID chip. The strong tracking signal. And Mira's car too expensive for someone who claimed no memory. After dinner, Mira asked Ravi if she could look at the locket again. She opened it, stared at the photo, and said quietly, "I remember working for a tech company. Big money. Lots of pressure. I think I ran from them. But I don't remember why." Leo spoke up suddenly. "Would you like me to help unlock your ID memory file? It may recover some details." Mira looked at Ravi. He nodded gently. "If you trust it," she agreed. Leo scanned her ID chip again, this time going deeper. "Accessing secondary layer," Leo said. "There is a hidden file here." Ravi leaned. "In what kind of file?" Leo paused, then said, "Owner, Mira Anzari. Position, silent board member of Starfront Systems." Ravi's eyes widened. Starfront was one of the biggest defense companies on Earth. They built weapons, satellites, and AI networks. Mira wasn't just rich, she was important. Very important. Mira looked shocked. I don't remember this. I don't remember." "Being rich," Leo added. "Her access level is high. Military grade. And someone has activated a global search tag on her chip. Which means ... they are still looking." Ravi stood up. "Then we need to move." "If they're tracking you, this place isn't safe," Mira nodded. "You saved my life, Ravi. I won't let them hurt your daughter." "Or you." Ravi looked at her. "We'll figure this out, together." As the night grew darker, a drone hovered silently above the forest, its camera lens focusing on the small house. A red light blinked. "Target located." Dark clouds covered the sky as Ravi stood near his old truck, checking the engine. His hands worked quickly, but his mind was full of worry. Mira's hidden past, the encrypted ID, the powerful company searching for her. It was all too much. Inside the house, Mira sat with Anya, helping her draw pictures. Anya giggled as she showed Mira a crayon drawing of the three of them standing under a tree. "See, that's you, me and Papa," Mira smiled gently. "That's beautiful, Anya." But in her heart, Mira felt nervous. She still couldn't remember everything. Bits of memory returned slowly: bright rooms, meetings with people in suits, high-level talks. She remembered data files, secret discussions, and one word kept coming back: Project Guardian. She looked up at the wall screen. "Leo," she said quietly, "can you show me anything about Project Guardian?" Leo's face appeared. "Searching. Access is restricted. But your ID unlocks a portion." Lines of code appeared, followed by a video. A younger version of Mira stood in a white lab, speaking into a camera. Project Guardian is based on emotional AI security. It connects human memory with machine learning. My sister Leela's emotional patterns were used in the final version. Only someone close to her can unlock it. Mira paused the video. "Lila was part of it?" "Yes," Leo answered. "She helped build it. Her data shaped the final code. The system is connected to Earth's orbital defense platform. Whoever controls Guardian controls Earth's main shield." Mira stared in silence. "That's why They're looking for me. Outside, Ravi returned from the garage. We need to move, he said. I saw a drone last night. It didn't look like a local one. Mira nodded. I think I remember where we can go. Leela and I had a secret place, an old research lab. It's far out in the desert. No signals. No tracking. Ravi asked, You sure? No, Myra admitted. But it's all I have. Ravi packed a few clothes, tools, and food. He placed Anya gently in the back seat with her favorite storybooks. Mira sat in the front, holding a map she had drawn. From memory, the truck started, and they drove away from the house. None of them looked back. The road to the desert was long and empty. Dry land stretched on all sides. Wind blew sand across the road. Anya slept peacefully in the back, hugging her toy rabbit. Mira looked at Ravi. Do you blame me? She asked. Ravi glanced at her. For what? For bringing danger to your home, for hiding the truth. Ravi shook his head. You didn't hide it, you forgot it. And when you remembered, you told me. That's what matters. Mira felt a small warmth in her heart. No one had spoken to her like that in years. After hours of driving, they reached the desert edge. There, hidden under rocks and dried grass, was a small entrance covered by metal. Mira pressed her hand on a hidden scanner. The door clicked open. Inside, the lab was dusty but still working. Lights turned on slowly. Old machines buzzed. Screens blinked to life. This was where we worked, Mira said, walking through the hallway. Layla and I built things here. She was brilliant. She always said emotions were the key to true AI. Ravi looked around. So Project Guardian is connected to this place? Mira nodded. Yes, if we can find her old files, we might be able to understand the full program and maybe stop whoever's chasing me. They reached a large chamber. In the center was a round platform with a glowing console. Mira placed her hand on it. Welcome, Mira Ansari, the system said. Access files, Lila, Myra said. Dozens of video logs appeared. Ravi walked closer. One video had the label, Personal Message for Ravi. He tapped it. Lila's face appeared on the screen. Her voice was calm. Ravi, if you're seeing this, something has gone wrong. I didn't want to leave you and Anya, but I had to finish this. Project Guardian can protect Earth, but only if it's in the right hands. Mira and I fought, but I always loved her. She's stronger than she knows. Help her. She holds the key. Ravi's eyes filled with tears. He turned to Mira. She believed in you. Mira nodded slowly. I need to finish what we started. Just then, Leo's voice came through a speaker. Warning, incoming signal detected. They found you. Mira ran to the console. I need to copy the Guardian code and shut down this system. Ravi helped her as the lab lights began to flicker. Outside, the sound of engines approached. Vehicles. Stay with Anya, Mira said. I'll finish the upload. No, Ravi said. We finish this together. Outside the lab, black trucks stopped in the sand. Men in suits and armor stepped out, holding scanners and weapons. One of them, a tall man with sharp eyes, spoke into his com. Target located. Prepare to enter. Back inside, Mira finished copying the Guardian core onto a storage chip. I have it, she said. But we need to run, now. Ravi grabbed Anya, who had just woken up, and they ran out the back exit, a tunnel leading to an old rover. They jumped inside, and Ravi started the engine. The black-suited men entered the lab seconds later, but the platform was empty. One of them smashed a screen in anger. She escaped again. Ravi, Mira, and Anya drove through the desert under the moonlight. Behind them, the lab burned, destroyed by a remote bomb Mira had set to cover their tracks. Anya looked up sleepily. Where are we going now, Papa? Somewhere safe, Ravi said, holding the steering wheel tightly. Mira held the storage chip close. This holds the key. If the wrong people get control of Guardian, Earth's defense systems could be used. For war, Ravi looked at her. Then we need to stop them. Mira nodded. Yes, but to do that, we need to go to the top. The sky was turning gray as Ravi drove the rover across the wide desert. The wind blew sand into the air, hiding their tracks. Mira sat beside him, holding the small chip that now carried the Guardian code. In the back seat, Anya was asleep again, hugging her toy rabbit tightly. We can't keep running forever, Ravi said as he looked at the endless road ahead. I know, Mira replied. But if the Guardian code falls into the wrong hands, the whole planet could be in danger. Ravi nodded. So what's the plan now? Mira opened a digital map on her wristband. We go to Leela's old contact, someone she trusted. His name is Arun. He worked with her in the early stages of Project Guardian. He might help us activate the real system and stop the company from using it for war. Where is he now? Mira pointed to a mountain range on the screen. He lives near the old observatory in the north. It's isolated, and there's no signal there. A perfect place to hide. Ravi turned the wheel toward the north. The rover's engine roared as they sped away from the rising sun. Meanwhile, far behind them, the black-suited agents returned to their base in the city. The tall man with sharp eyes, Agent Curran, stood before a large screen. They escaped with the Guardian chip, he said. A woman appeared on the screen, her face cold and serious. She wore a badge from Oronox Corporation, the powerful tech company that Mira once worked for. You had one job, Curran, the woman said. They're headed north, he replied. We'll catch them before they reach anyone who can help. Good, she said. We cannot let the Guardian system be activated by someone like Ravi. He's just a mechanic. And Mira, she's not thinking straight. Bring them in. Or erase them. The screen went black. Ravi, Mira, and Anya reached a small village near the mountains. The roads were rough and the air was colder here. They stopped at a roadside tea stall to rest. Ravi gave Anya a warm blanket and a sweet bun. Mira sat quietly, looking around. Ravi noticed. You're thinking about her, aren't you, Lila? Mira nodded slowly. Yes, I didn't get to say goodbye. We fought before she left. I thought she had forgotten me. She never did, Ravi said. She kept your photo close. She wanted to find you again. Myra's eyes filled with tears. Then I will finish what she started. Suddenly, Leo's voice came from Myra's wristband. Alert! High-frequency scan nearby. Possible tracking drone above. Ravi stood up. Time to move. They got back in the rover and started driving again. Mira checked the scanner. We're being followed. At least 2 drones, maybe more. Ravi looked in the mirror. Can we lose them? There's a shortcut through the canyons, Mira said. It's risky, but it might work. Ravi didn't hesitate. He turned sharply toward the rocky canyon. Dust flew into the air. The rover jumped over small rocks and twisted around narrow bends. Behind them, 2 black drones appeared in the sky. They locked onto the rover and began scanning it. They found us, Mira shouted. One drone shot a small pulse. The rover shook. Ravi gritted his teeth. Hold on. He drove faster, turning sharply around a bend. 1 drone crashed into a cliff and exploded. The second drone kept following, closer now. Mira climbed into the back and opened a small box. Inside was an old EMP grenade, one of the tools left in the lab. She handed it to Ravi. Throw this when I say. The drone zoomed in. It charged another shot. Now. Mira shouted. Ravi threw the EMP behind them. A blue wave burst out. The drone blinked once, then dropped from the sky like a stone. Nice shot, Ravi said with a grin. Mira laughed for the first time in days. We make a good team. By evening, they reached the observatory. The tall tower stood at the edge of a cliff, surrounded by trees and fog. It was old and covered in moss, but lights were still on inside. They knocked on the metal door. A small window opened, and a man with silver hair looked out. "Mira?" he asked in shock. "I thought you were dead." "I need your help, Arun," she said. "It's about Guardian." He opened the door quickly. "Come in." Inside, the observatory was full of machines, maps, and glowing screens. Arun looked at Ravi and Anya with surprise but welcomed them warmly. "I know you," he said to Ravi. "You were Lila's husband." Ravi nodded. Arun sighed. "She was special. What happened to her was no accident. Oronox didn't want her to finish the project." Mira handed him the chip. "This is the Guardian code. We have to activate it before they use the wrong version." Arun placed the chip into his system. The screen showed a spinning circle, then a message. "Emotional key required. Primary bonded subject only." "What does it mean?" Ravi asked. Arun explained. "The system needs a person who had the strongest emotional connection to Lila. Only they can unlock it fully." Mira turned to Ravi. "That's you." Ravi was surprised. "Me?" Arun nodded. "You loved her. You were closest to her heart. That connection lives in your memory, your emotions. It's part of the Guardian code." Ravi stepped forward. He placed his hand on the scanner. The screen lit up. Match confirmed. Access granted. The observatory lights turned bright. The system connected to satellites above Earth. Guardian AI began to load, but before they could finish, an alarm rang. "Enemy approaching," Arun said. Through the windows, black vans were visible, speeding up the mountain path. "They found us again." Mira shouted. Ravi turned to Arun. "Can you hold them off?" Arun nodded and handed him a small device. "This will complete the Guardian upload. Take it to the satellite uplink tower at the peak. I'll delay them." Ravi grabbed Anya. Myra held the upload device. Together, they ran out the back door, heading toward the mountain's top. Behind them, armed men entered the observatory. Arun faced them with a calm smile. "You're too late," he said. Cold wind rushed through the mountain as Ravi, Mira, and little Anya climbed the narrow path toward the satellite uplink tower. The sun was low now, casting long shadows over the sharp rocks. Mira held the device tightly against her chest. The Guardian system inside it could either save the world or destroy it if it fell into the wrong hands. "Papa," Anya whispered as she walked beside Ravi, "will those bad people follow us again?" Ravi looked down at her and smiled gently. "We won't let them catch us, sweetheart. You're safe with us." Mira turned back and saw black dots moving in the distance. Trucks climbing slowly, men following on foot. They had to move faster. "Not much farther," she said. "The tower is just behind that cliff." Ravi nodded. "Let's go." Back at the observatory, the attackers burst through the door. Agent Curring stepped in, followed by armed men. Inside, Arun stood calmly by the central console. "Where are they?" Curran barked. Arun smiled. "Far away by now. You'll never catch them in time." Curran grabbed him by the collar. "Where are they going? Tell me." Arun didn't speak. Instead, he pressed a button under the table. Sparks flew as the machines began to fry. Screens went dark. "You destroyed the connection," Curran said angrily. Arun laughed. "You can't control Guardian now. Only Leela's husband can activate it." Curran pushed him aside and spoke into his communicator. "Send the drones, now." At the mountain peak, Ravi and Mira reached the base of the tower. It stood tall and quiet, an old satellite uplink station, once used to connect to Earth's orbiting defense satellites. Mira opened the control panel and placed the Guardian device inside. "Leo," she said, "begin final upload." Leo's voice replied through the small screen. "Starting connection. Access granted. Uplink to satellites in progress." Ravi stood near her, holding Anya in one arm. his eyes on the sky. The clouds were turning darker. Suddenly, a voice came through. The tower speaker. It was cold and smooth. Mira, Ravi, you're wasting your time. Mira froze. That voice. Ravi narrowed his eyes. Who is it? The voice continued. You both think you can stop progress. But Guardian is too powerful to be in your hands. Give up the code. Leo whispered. It's a remote transmission, coming from Oronox headquarters. Mira spoke back firmly. We're not giving you anything. Guardian was meant to protect Earth, not control it. You were never meant to survive that crash, the voice replied. But now you'll watch your own system fall into our hands. Ravi stepped forward. You can't break something built on love and truth. Suddenly, drones flew into view 2, then 4, then 6. They hovered in the air, blinking red. From below, black-suited agents started climbing the mountain path. They're here, Myra said, backing away. Leo's voice said, upload at 42%. We need more time. Mira ran to the back panel and activated the old defense turret. It creaked and aimed at the sky. I'll slow the drones, she said. Ravi, protect. Anya, no, Ravi said. We do this together. He handed Anya a warm coat and gently placed her in a safe rock nook nearby. Stay here, okay? Don't move. We'll come back for you. Anya nodded, brave but scared. Okay, Papa. Ravi and Mira returned to the tower controls. The first drone fired a laser, but it missed. Mira pressed the turret controls boom. The blast hit one drone, which spun and exploded in the sky. Ravi picked up a metal pipe and stood guard. As two agents came around the rocks, he swung hard and knocked them down. Upload at 76%, Leo said. Just a little more. More drones came. Mira kept firing the turret. Ravi fought off two more agents. His arm hurt, but he didn't stop. Then Mira was struck in the leg by a small energy dart. She fell to one knee. Mira. Ravi ran to her. I'm okay, she said, gritting her teeth. Keep going. Ravi helped her up. The turret sparked. It was out of power. Upload at 93%, Leo said. 1 minute remaining. Suddenly, a sharp noise came from behind them. Agent Curran stepped forward, pointing a weapon at Mira. Enough, he said. Give me the chip. Now, Ravi stood in front of her. You'll have to go through me. Curran smirked. You're just a mechanic. Ravi's eyes burned with anger. No, I'm a husband, a father. And I won't let you hurt my family. Curran aimed his weapon. But before he could fire, a small rock hit his shoulder. It was Anya. She stood at the edge, yelling, Leave my papa alone. Curran turned, distracted. Ravi took his chance. He rushed forward and tackled him to the ground. They struggled, rolling across the dirt. Mira crawled to the panel. Leo, complete upload. Leo answered. Guardian system activated. A soft hum filled the air. A blue pulse spread from the tower, shooting into the sky. One by one, the drones powered down and dropped. Curran froze, shocked. The satellites are under human protection again, Leo said. Guardian system secured. Curran pushed Ravi off and tried to run, but Mira held up the chip. You wanted this, didn't you? She said. Then she crushed the chip under her boot. Curran stopped. No, it's over, Ravi said, standing beside her. Curran turned to run. But just then, a police drone controlled by Guardian arrived and scanned him. Wanted for treason. Surrender. Curran dropped his weapon. The drone zapped him and locked him in place. Mira fell into Ravi's arms. Tired but smiling. We did it, she said. Anya ran to them. Papa, you're okay. Ravi lifted her up and kissed her forehead. We're all okay. Later that night, they watched the stars from the tower top. The sky was peaceful. Earth was safe again. Leo spoke softly. The Guardian system is in your hands now. It cannot be used without love and truth. Mira looked at Ravi. Lila would be proud. Ravi smiled. She brought us together. Mira nodded. Now it's our turn to protect what she started. Anya snuggled between them and looked at the stars. Can we go home now? Ravi laughed. Yes, Anya, let's go home. A soft breeze blew across the mountain as the sun rose slowly, lighting up the sky with golden rays. Birds flew above the trees, and the world felt peaceful again. Ravi stood near the tower, his arm around Mira, while Anya sat on a flat rock. Drawing stars in her notebook, thought they had done it. The Guardian system was now active and safe. It was no longer in the hands of those who wanted to use it for power and control. But their journey was not over. Leo's voice came from Myra's wristband. Myra, Ravi, the system is active, but there's still a threat. Ravi turned. What kind of threat? Leo explained. The Guardian Defense Network is only half secured. The other half, called Core Prime, was stored separately. It's located in Oronox Corporation's main vault in the city. If someone there activates it, they could still take control of Earth's defense satellites. Myra's face grew serious. They still have a chance to hijack the system. Yes, Leo replied, and they will try very soon. Ravi looked at Mira. Then we have to stop them. Again, Myra nodded. This time, we go straight to the heart. The drive back to the city was quiet, but tense. Mira guided Ravi through a hidden path that avoided the main roads. They didn't speak much. Everyone was thinking about what was coming next. Anya, sitting in the back, looked at both of them. Papa? Aunt Mira? Are we going to fight again? Ravi looked at her through the mirror and smiled. Not if we can help it, sweetie. But we're going to stop bad people from hurting others. Anya nodded. Like superheroes? Mira turned and gave her a small smile. Yes, just like superheroes. That evening, they reached the edge of the city. It was busy, with cars flying overhead and people walking fast. Tall buildings sparkled with lights. The Oronox Tower stood in the center, tall, black, and silent. It looked like a giant watching the world below. Ravi parked the truck in a quiet alley. How do we get in? Mira pulled up a map of the tower. There's a hidden service door on the lower level. Only high-level staff know about it. I used to go there when I worked for them. Ravi checked his tool bag. We'll need to move fast. Once we're in, there's no turning back. Mira looked at Anya. She should stay here. But Anya grabbed Mira's hand. No, I'll stay close. I'm not scared. Mira smiled. You're brave, just like your mother. Anya held her toy rabbit tight and nodded. Inside the Oronox Tower, the woman in charge, Director Soren, watched the city from her glass office. Her sharp eyes scanned the news reports. Everyone believed Guardian was now under human control, but she knew the truth. One piece still belonged to her. She turned to her team. Begin Core Prime activation. We take back control tonight. Below the tower, her engineers started the process. Wires connected. Screens glowed. The second half of the Guardian system began to wake up, but then a silent alarm beeped. Unauthorized entry detected, said a guard. Soren frowned. Find them. Ravi and Mira moved through the dark lower halls of the building. Leo guided them from Mira's wristband. You're close to the vault, Leo said. 2 floors up, but there are guards nearby. Ravi whispered. Do we go around or through? Mira answered. We don't have time to go around. Ravi pulled out a small device he had built from spare parts. Flash pulse. It'll blind the sensors for 10 seconds. He pressed it, and a soft blue light pulsed. They ran through the hallway, up the stairs, and reached a heavy metal door marked Core Vault. This is it, Mira said. Anya peeked from behind them. Is this where the bad code is? Ravi nodded. Yes, we stop it here. Inside the vault, A round machine stood like a sleeping giant. Red lights blinked across its surface. The core prime system was almost online. Mira ran to the control panel and inserted a special code from her wristband. Leo spoke. Authentication accepted. Overriding activation. Suddenly, alarms rang out. Lights turned red. Security breach. A voice shouted. Guards poured in with weapons. Ravi stepped in front of Mira and Anya. I'll hold them off. Shut it down. Mira worked quickly, typing in commands. The system fought back, blocking her access. Then the screen flashed. Voice key required. Identity, Laila Ansari. Mira gasped. She built a voice lock. Ravi looked at her. Wait. I have an audio message from her. He pulled out the small chip Arun gave them at the observatory. He inserted it into the panel. Lila's voice echoed through the room. If you're hearing this, you've come far. I believe in you. Mira. Ravi worked together. Protect Anya. Protect the world. The system beeped. Voice match confirmed. Shutdown sequence started. The core prime lights turned off one by one. Leo said, System is secure. Guardian is now whole. No one can misuse it again. Mira let out a breath of relief. Just then, Director Soren appeared with 2 guards. Her face was cold and full of anger. You think you've won? She said, you've only delayed the future. This world needs control. Ravi stepped forward. No, it needs truth. It needs love. That's why you lost. Soren raised a small blaster. I'll erase you myself. But before she could fire, Anya stepped in front of Ravi, her toy rabbit in hand. Leave my papa alone. Soren froze, shocked. In that moment of hesitation, one of the guards stepped forward. This isn't right, he said, lowering his weapon. They're not the enemy. Soren looked around, but the others followed the guard's lead. She had lost control. Security drones flew in, now under Guardian's protection. They scanned the room and locked Soren's blaster. Director. Soren, one drone said, you are under arrest for illegal operations against Earth security. She screamed as the drones took her away. Later that night, Ravi, Mira, and Anya stood on the rooftop of the Oronox Tower. The stars shined bright above them. It's over, Mira said softly. For real this time, Ravi smiled. We stopped them. Together, Leo added. Guardian now runs on human trust. It cannot be controlled by one person again. Anya held both their hands. Can we go home now? Ravi laughed. Yes, no more running, no more hiding. Mira looked at him. Home sounds perfect. They walked to the edge, watching the sunrise over the city, a new beginning for all of them. The city was waking up under soft morning light as Ravi, Mira, and Anya made their way through quiet streets. After the long fight to protect the Guardian system, peace finally settled over them like a warm blanket. Ravi held Anya's hand tightly. Today is a new day, he said with a smile. We can start fresh. Mira walked beside them, her heart full of hope. I want to see the old family home again. It's been so long. Anya looked up at her. Will I meet Grandma there? Mira nodded. Yes, and there are other people you haven't met yet. Family who have waited for us. The old house stood at the end of a quiet lane. It was simple, with a garden full of blooming flowers and vines climbing the walls. Ravi paused at the gate, memories rushing back. Mira reached out and touched the wooden door. It feels like home. They stepped inside. The walls were decorated with photos, some of Lila smiling brightly, others of younger Mira and Lila playing in the garden. Ravi took a deep breath. I thought I had lost you all forever. Just then, the sound of footsteps came from the stairs. A kind-faced woman appeared. Her eyes were gentle and filled with tears. Mira, she said softly, you're home. Myra's eyes widened. Mama? Yes, the woman said. Opening her arms, Mira ran into her mother's embrace. Tears streaming down her cheeks. In the living room, Ravi and Anya sat quietly while Mira spoke with her mother, Jamila. She told them stories of the families. Past how Mira had left years ago to work for Oronox, how Leela had kept in touch secretly, and how they had all prayed for Myra's return. Jamila smiled at Ravi. "Thank you for protecting my daughter. And Anya, you have done more than we could hope." Ravi nodded humbly. "I only did what any father would." Anya jumped up. "Can I show you my room, Grandma?" Jamila laughed. "Of course, dear." That afternoon, the family gathered around a large table. The food was simple but delicious. Mira, Ravi, Anya, and Jamila talked and laughed. For the first time in a long time, the house was full of joy. Mira looked at Ravi. "I never told you how sorry I was for leaving, for the pain it caused." Ravi shook his head. "You didn't leave on purpose. And now we're together." Anya added, "I love Aunt Mira." Mira smiled, feeling a warm happiness she had missed for years. Later, Mira showed Ravi the family photo album. There were pictures of Lila as a child, her bright eyes full of life. A photo of the two sisters hugging tightly made Ravi's heart ache. "I want you to know," Mira said, "Lila loved you very much. She trusted you to protect Anya." Ravi smiled softly. "I will always protect her." Mira's mother came in with a small box. "Lila left this for you both." Ravi opened the box carefully. Inside was a silver bracelet and a small note. Note read, "To Ravi and Anya, with all my love. Protect each other. Protect the future." Ravi felt tears sting his eyes. As the sun set, the family sat in the garden. Anya played with flowers, laughing happily. Mira looked at Ravi. "We've been through so much." Ravi nodded. "And we'll face whatever comes next together." Jamila smiled. "Family is the strongest force. It can heal even the deepest wounds." Mira placed her hand on Anya's head. "We have a second chance." Ravi pulled Mira close. "A new beginning." The stars began to shine above, bright and steady.